Đây là phần chia sẻ của mình tại IVMUN 2023 năm nay. Do vướng lịch trình nên là mình đã không thể trực tiếp góp mặt tại hội nghị. Vì thế nên là mình đã quay video này và xin phép được đăng lại trên kênh của mình, vì đây cũng là những chia sẻ mình muốn gửi tới nhiều bạn trẻ khác. Một lần nữa mình muốn gửi lời cảm ơn tới ban tổ chức IVMUN 2023 vì đã đem tới cho mình cơ hội được nhìn lại những năm làm nội dung của mình này và chia sẻ bài học cá nhân tới với nhiều bạn trẻ cũng đang trong quá trình phát triển bản thân giống như mình. Mình rất mong là những chia sẻ của mình sẽ có ích cho các bạn. Cho bạn nào chưa biết thì IVMUN là hội nghị mô phỏng Liên Hợp Quốc được tổ chức bởi đội ngũ học sinh đến từ các trường học phổ thông chuyên và chất lượng cao trên khắp cả nước. Nòng cốt là câu lạc bộ Hà Nội Amsterdam Model United Nations Association, một câu lạc bộ thổ trường cấp 3 mình từng theo học. Intro như vậy là đủ rồi, cùng bắt đầu luôn nhé.
I am Meichan, and it is honestly such a great honor for me to be a part of IVMUN this year. Nice to meet you all. And to introduce myself, I am currently a media student at Yonsei University, Korea. And aside from being a student, I am also a content creator. I started creating content around 4 years ago, and since then, I've been gaining more and more followers and subscribers, and because of that, more and more people started calling me an influencer. I used to have like a problem with this title. For example, every time someone called or introduced me as an influencer, something inside of me would just twitch a little bit. And I'm not saying this as in, oh, I'm different and I'm not like those other influencers. I'm not saying it like that, and I think there is nothing wrong with being an influencer. But there was definitely something that I found not to be so right when people call me by that title. I thought about this a lot, and I remember one time I actually searched the definition of influencer and I quote the Cambridge Dictionary. An influencer is someone who affects or changes the way that other people behave. And I realized that the reason why I had a problem with this title was because I could not see how I can affect or change someone's behavior. I've always been creating content, sharing my stories, my experiences, in the hope that those content would bring values and affect people in a positive way. And I think after 4 years of creating content, I've managed to create a certain amount of content that reached that goal. But at the same time, I've always been a bit insecure and not that confident about my content and what I have to share. I had this fear that whatever I'm sharing is just not great enough, not that deep, not mind-blowing enough to make a difference in the world. I mean, what can some daily vlogs and tips sharing videos really do to the world? I thought to myself, and I know it sounds a bit too negative, but there were times that I just couldn't help myself but thinking that way. Until the other day, I came across this TikTok video of this girl. I have never seen her before. I would show her somewhere on the screen. So in that video, she was just repainting a room and she was doing everything on her own. And she would also share details and tips on how she did it. And I just thought it was really interesting because I don't see a lot of contents like this on TikTok, especially from girls. So I clicked on her profile and found out that her nickname is Oanh làm tất, which means Anh does everything, right? And she does. She does everything on her own. I believe that these days she's renovating a place to make it her studio for her business. And she has been doing a lot of things, everything on her own, even making the decorations from scratch and watching her videos, listening to her stories. I was so impressed by her dedication, creativity, independence, and positivity because she went through a lot of hardships during this project. And the thing is that her videos are nowhere near fancy. They were not professionally made or had millions of views, and some people might even argue that there's nothing special in these videos. But they touch me. They touch me so much that I almost cried at one point. These videos have inspired me so much more than any inspirational speech or self-help book has ever done before. Looking at this, I could see an independent young woman working hard on her dreams while cherishing all the ups and downs of the path. And I can confidently say that these videos influence me to work harder and to be better, and also to be more confident while sharing my perspectives and ideas to others. This made me realize that an influencing message doesn't have to be anything fancy or too deep, and our voices are more valuable and powerful than we may think. The idea that we think is not good enough might be just the right message that someone out there is needing, or a unique perspective that would be critical to a successful discussion. I believe here at IVMUN, we all know very well the importance of exchanging ideas, perspectives, and values, since it is through these exchanges that we can collectively build a more inclusive, understanding, and progressive society. I think what you guys are doing here at IVMUN is so meaningful, and you all should be so proud. I know that sometimes it's hard to speak up because we feel small, insecure, or just afraid of what other people might think, but just remember that what we have to share can end up making a difference in the world. If we don't share them, we just will never know for sure. And since communicating is so important, effective communication is also something that we should pay close attention to. You all can easily find tips for effective communication online. Some examples would be active listening, empathy and understanding, avoiding assumptions and stereotypes, being respectful, and so on. To conclude, I just want to say that your voice matters, and together we can use our voices to create positive impacts on society. Thank you all so much for listening, and good luck. Bye.